Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm from New Jersey. I was born to loving parents just 3 years after my older sister Ava. The whole family celebrated my birth, and Ava and I were inseparable. She always had me glued to her, and we did everything together. But as I got older, our parents realized something was wrong with me. I couldn't hear them. I only reacted if they spoke really loudly or really close to me. They rushed me to the doctor, and we found out that I had a problem in my ears that made me nearly 70% deaf. A surgery would fix this issue, but I had to be much older to go through it safely. So I grew up deaf, in a world full of sound. While Ava enjoyed music, laughter, and went to school like everyone else, my parents decided to homeschool me with an army of special tutors. There's schools for kids just like her. Yes, but she's our special girl, and we want to give her all our attention. Ava had a life I dreamed of every day. She got to have heaps of friends, while I was too scared to talk to the kids in my neighborhood. I once got jealous watching Ava dance to music. My parents went out of their way to make me feel better. They bragged about me all the time. Emily is beautiful, and she's a genius. She did her speech therapy in record time. Mom, I topped my entire grade. Look at my report card. That's nice, dear. Emily can lip read too, you know. Show them. It's such a fun game. I got ready to show off my skills, but Ava suddenly got up, threw her report card on the table, and ran into her room. What was the matter with her? I was too wrapped up in my life to understand it, but Ava started having little meltdowns all the time. She hated that my parents always let me choose our vacation spots, choose where to eat, and bought me anything I pointed at. When Ava asked for the same things, my parents just told her to share mine. That's not fair! Why can't I have what she has? We can share. I have like 100 clothes. I'm talking to Mom. I didn't want Ava to hate me, so I sent her some pretty dresses as a gift. She sent them back to me all cut up in pieces. Are you kidding me? When I reached the 7th grade, I was finally ready to get my surgery, and all my parents could do was worry about it. Even I was a little scared, but Ava couldn't care less. She was a school topper and a cheerleader now. She was also best friends with the richest girl in town, Kat. Her dad was so powerful, he employed half the adults here. Ava spent all her time lounging in Kat's huge pool house, even though Kat was the worst. She was super mean and controlling. She even gave her friends strict guidelines on how to dress. One time, Ava wore the wrong shoes with an evening dress, and her friends ditched her. Kat is a moron. You shouldn't be friends with her. Mind your own business, turd. I still hoped that Ava and I would be normal sisters after my surgery, but the day I went to the hospital, she didn't even show up. I went into the hospital with my heart burning with anger. If Ava didn't care about me, then I didn't care about her anymore. When I woke up from surgery, I couldn't stop weeping. My parents' voices, the doctor's voices, and my own voice, everything was setting me off. It took time and effort, but with my parents' support and therapy, I slowly got used to living in a sea of sound. On my first day of joining regular school, my heart was hammering. I'd literally taken my first few steps into the hallway when I saw the most beautiful girl in the entire world just casually standing by the lockers. She was looking right at me, and her mouth was moving. I read her lips without even trying. Did you just say I'm pretty? What? How did you hear that? I have good ears. I'm Emily. I'm Marina. I shook her hand, and my heart wanted to dance. She was actually going to be in my classes. School was exciting. It was a little weird making friends when I could still lip read. I was only 40% accurate, but that was enough to accidentally see some awkward things. I just pretended I knew nothing. But one day, I saw 2 of our teachers talking, and I couldn't help but stare. They were talking about giving us a surprise test tomorrow. Well, it wouldn't be fair if I just prepared alone, right? So I told everyone in my class what was going to happen. Marina looked really surprised. But how did you know? I can lip read just a little bit. I used to be deaf. Wow, really? A literal crowd jumped on me all of a sudden. People had a million questions about my life. Everyone wanted to play the lip reading game. They would mouth dumb things at me and I had to guess. Banana. Olive juice? No, I love you. Aw, you're just saying la 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 la. The whole class was rolling in laughter. I had no idea I was so fun. By the end of the day, I got invited to 3 different sleepovers. I was really enjoying my new popularity until one day when I learned a secret I couldn't forget. Ava was hanging out with Kat and a gang of cheerleaders, and I saw them mouthing the words spray paint and plan. That made me curious, so I sneaked closer to them to hear what they were saying. Kat was planning to vandalize the school building this weekend, and she was making her friends help her. When I reached home, I went into Ava's room to talk to her alone. I know what Kat is planning to do this weekend. You little sneak! How did you know? Did you lip read us? It doesn't matter. You can't go spray painting buildings with her. She's gonna get you in trouble. Mind your own business. Why do you let that jerk push you around? That jerk's dad is literally our dad's boss. She's really powerful. So let her get in trouble alone. She refused to listen to me. I didn't know what to do, but I couldn't let her get mixed up with that awful girl anymore. So I told my parents what she was about to do. Her bully of a friend is gonna make her vandalize the school. My parents were furious at Ava. They yelled at her and then grounded her for the next 2 weeks. You told on me? Isn't it enough that you're our parents' favorite? You just had to do this? Ava, if you get caught, you could get suspended or even expelled. As if you care about what happens to me. Stay out of my life. Ava shut me out hard after that. She ignored me at home and in school. That Monday, the principal announced that Kat and her group had been caught ruining school property, and they all got suspended. I thought that would soften Ava's temper, but she still didn't want to talk to me. I couldn't stay upset about it for too long because one day I opened my lockers to see flowers and a note inside. It was from Marina. Too shy to say it in person, but ever since we met, I can't stop thinking about you. Want to go out with me? I was so happy I was gonna faint. A real-life fairy just asked me out. I texted her yes and literally floated on air for days. I was so nervous on my first ever date that my hands were shaking. I even spilled a soda all over us. But that was the moment she chose to surprise me and kissed me. She was just perfect. Marina was funny, clever, and even my parents loved her. Our relationship was pure and blissful until we reached the 9th grade, and she finally introduced me to her mom. That was instant hate. Her mom didn't want her dating a girl, and it showed. She asked Marina to dump me, and when she didn't, she started ignoring her. She bought her siblings presents and took them to dinners, but she purposefully left Marina out. I hated to see Marina upset, and I foolishly thought if her mom got to know me, she'd like me. So for Marina's birthday, I set up a family picnic in the park as a surprise. But Marina's mom spent the whole time bragging about her siblings. My son has a new job, and my eldest daughter is going to college with a scholarship. I'm so proud of you both. Mom, I won an art contest last month. Art contest? Sounds lame. Your sister won a science scholarship. Bitter tears filled Marina's eyes, and she stormed off in a huff. She worked hard on that contest, and you called it lame just to hurt her? You're insane! I went after Marina and saw her weeping, and suddenly it reminded me of Ava getting ignored by our parents. Unlike Marina's mom, my parents didn't give me more attention to hurt Ava, but the end result looked exactly the same. My parents were wrong for how they treated Ava. I was just too mad at her for not being there for me, and I couldn't see it until now. Ava still avoided me at home and at school, but it finally made sense to me. And we didn't speak again until the evening of the spring dance. Marina and I wore the prettiest dresses, and we were so excited to go to our first dance together. But we'd only been there for an hour when Marina's mom showed up. What are you doing here? Just wanted to see all the handsome boys you rejected to date this rude girl. That one. Oh, that one. Mom, stop it. You can't be here. You can't date this girl. She called your own mother insane. That's because you are insane. People were staring at us, and someone even turned the music down. My daughter never spoke to me this way before you came along. I hate you. Her mom picked up the bowl of punch, and she was gonna throw it at me. I prepared myself for the splash, but suddenly Ava flew in between us and pushed her away. Marina's mom went flying back right into a table of food. The entire hall watched her in pin-drop silence before exploding into whispers and laughter. Call the principal! His students attacked me! They're crazy! The teachers were furious at Ava for pushing her and disrupting the dance. They gave her 6 weeks of detention and called our parents to pick us up. When we got home, they tried to yell at Ava, but I stopped them. Marina's mom deserves everything she got. You should be proud of Ava for standing up for me. She stood up for you this one time. Before this, she was planning to vandalize buildings. And before that, she was constantly fighting with you. That's your fault, not hers. Yeah, you heard me. You were so eager to make me feel good, you ignored Ava since we were kids. That's why she hated me.
We may have given you more attention, but we loved you both equally.
No way! You acted like I didn't even matter. Nothing I ever did was good enough for your praise, while you wrote actual songs about Emily. Ava, you were healthy, topping your classes, cheerleading, making friends. You didn't need us as much as she did. That's not true. I was upset, making friends with bullies and getting into trouble. I would be suspended or expelled if it weren't for Emily. I'm a mess. If you loved me as much as you loved Emily, you would have seen that. Ava burst into tears while my parents looked stunned. We did take your achievements for granted. And yes, we were more worried about your sister. But we love you both the same. Then why don't you act like it? We didn't want Emily to be jealous of your life. We worried about her getting hurt in a million ways. But that's not an excuse. If we let you think for even a second that we didn't love you, then we really messed up. I'm so sorry, Ava.
We love you both more than our own lives. We're sorry we haven't shown it. We'll do better from now on.
Ava grabbed my parents in a hug, and I wiped my tears off and joined them too.